All right, everybody. So, uh, forgive me for the poor video feed, and I'm gonna try to see if I can blow this up a little bit. This is gonna be really rough. I am not an expert at making videos because, as you can see from even behind me, this is actually not my proudest thing to have to be on camera. But you guys should be thinking about what I'm talking about to you. I don't do this very often. I've never really tried to promote or personally tried to get in people interested into another type of role play or general server. But since, shock and lo and behold, that's right, and you can look this up yourself, Rockstar Games is ending on PS4 and Xbox One all the access from February 20th for all Rockstar Editor, which will survive on PC, and PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S, but players on last-gen consoles will lose access. And just think about this, guys. What's going to happen when Rockstar just completely eliminates your interactive connection to these older servers and these playful mannerisms? Aren't you a little tired of microtransactions and the same BS you run into online with other players who do the same mundane nonsense? Are you a grinder? Do you like to collect cars? Do you like to become a rich, enterprise business individual and own multiple businesses or be competitive? All right, so you remember the old generation of Grand Theft Auto when it first came out, back when waterfalls ran a little differently, graphics were a little differently. There was no overpower or aka OP powered weapons, vehicles, and other things. Well, check this out. I am right now freshly involved in a server called Pixel. It's on Rage, and it is awesome. Despite the fact it's a new server and there's disconnections that happen, I myself just got very fortunate enough to know a few of the admins and get myself into a position where at least I could submit in my position as an active member on this new org, or in this new, I should say, yes, I'm a leader of a new org. It's the Ballers, which is, I guess, like the Crips in the real life counterpartner of Grand Theft Auto. But anyway, then you got the Bloods, the Marabuntas. There is a whole bunch of content in this world. And what I want to do right now is start on top of this. I want to start, if I can do it. I can't do it because the camera's going. My bad. Let's try this one more time. All right. So since that's still going. All right. So basically what I'm trying to say is that if you've played on console and you've been on there for so long and now you're faced with a situation where all this time you've been playing on console and you've had to deal with people who cheat, or they just kill you over and over again, and they just spawn kill like crazy, and your lasers, it's the lasers, and the other aircraft, if I remember this correctly, you guys know what I'm talking about, owning the skies. And then the Mark II oppressors, nicknamed the Flying Broomsticks, or the Depressors, or the Oppressors, whatever you want to call them. Dude, think about this. Go back to the day before Rockstar made these absolutely OP'd version vehicles, weapons, and technical free mode servers that turned into deathmatch lobbies, or just toxic situations between people, depending if you can find a good server where people aren't doing this to yourself, where you, the player, more so feel like you're a natural born criminal on the street and you have no way to get away from cops, you have no way to get away from functional life in this world other than to keep feeling like you have to keep buying money, selling things that you've worked so hard for, working dead-end jobs that don't pay decent money, and it doesn't even feel like you're really even interacting in the world of the game of Grand Theft Auto. Imagine if when Grand Theft Auto 5 first came out, if you could have actually felt like you were inside the actual city and you were really role-playing in a real feel situation where you actually felt like you were part of the actual system inside of that city. So I'm going to vouch for a great roleplay server that is, again, in the works, still under production. You will experience occasional situations while driving where you'll get disconnected. Or maybe they're working on the server and they disconnect it, but then they reconnect you right back. It is a great server despite these minor complications. There is no in-house currency purchase system to buy anything, which is a downer, I know, right now, but don't worry about it. Also, guess what the biggest reason why I'm promoting this video? Population is so low in this server. It needs players. If you have a PC with basic specs that can handle PC version Grand Theft Auto, you can play on Pixel server. Download Rage on the web, the Rage server, or the Rage application onto your PC or computer. Preferably run it on a desktop. On a laptop, it's going to make it run rather hot unless you got one heck of a powerful laptop that can handle it. I have a nice Alienware laptop next to me, but it doesn't even run anywhere near as close to my standard Alienware desktop, and both of them have a 2060 graphics card. They have 16 megabytes of RAM, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, 3.7 gigahertz processor. I'm not sure which. I'm not a computer spec genius or anything like that. But when you're talking about Grand Theft Auto, come on, man. You don't need a fancy, a fancy thing. So what I'm trying to sell and what I'm trying to really promote is activity and promotion of people to join this server. I've been on other servers like Grand RP, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I've lost interest. I even lost my houses. They were worth like probably 50, 60 million in the server today from the moment I've had them 3 years ago. I've spent too much money in real life through the COVID pandemic and other situations where I was alone and unhappy, didn't have any friends, didn't have any connections. I found a community inside of these servers in Grand RP, and that's all I will give Grand RP applause to, is interactive communication and interactiveness between people to engage and feel like, hey, I'm inside of a Grand Theft Auto 5 online map, and I don't have to deal with toxic players, overpowered weapons or vehicles, and I can drive a car and feel like at least I have a chance to have some interactions with other players, to do races, or, even go to do a business, own a gas station, run a business, buy clothes at a clothing store, interact with the police, interact with the mayor, interact with the fire department, whatever it might be. There's even lawyers and attorneys and doctors, everyone that works individually as an independent role to bring the city to life. You can be whatever you want to be, whatever you want to work. And what's crazy? Grand RP, it's in the Stone Ages. The guy and the owners of the website, as much as I love them, I'm sorry, they're happier with making money and keeping things on a drip feed, typical Grand Theft Auto type, Rockstar type way of playing on your online game. And I'm sorry, if you've been on Grand Theft Auto long enough, you got tired of drip feeds, you got tired of the same old boring stuff. I can vouch that once they actually released a variant version for the first time in their entire roleplay server on Grand RP of the DeLorean, not the DeLorean, but like the underwater submersible James Bond car. And then they nerfed it within 7 days later because it apparently had active guns, but the guns weren't working. And because the guns weren't working, what did they do? They nerfed it with a totally different, vehicle, patched it over top of that file, and made the car completely lame. And from that moment, I realized Grand RP was really starting to get to a point where I realized these guys on here only care about money. Yes, they have a large population. That's what they win at. They get people in there to buy and spend money. The moderators and the owner, they spend their money. That's why that world is the way it is. I respect them for what it is. But if you're a gamer who actually wants to enjoy what you're playing, really get involved in the server, and apart from negative opinions of people who jumped in Pixel right now and said, I don't really want to play this because there's not enough people in it. It's not really engaging. Well, what does it mean? It means more people join, more people get involved, then the other people have reasons to join. And I hate to say this, the ones who don't want to join because it's too small a population, they really don't have what it takes to really think about what a server could be when you join in the right amount of people and build a community within it. So if you're toxic, don't join this server. The admins will find you, and if you violate the rules, you will be kicked. If you're clean and authentic and genuine, want to build an image for yourself, take your past Grand Theft Auto console life and make your own personal image of what you want to be in this server, I suggest you join today. I'm going to leave a link posted in attachment to this video on my YouTube channel to the Pixel server, the Rage download link, and I'm going to even post this on Rockstar Games Newswire as often as I can, and even on Grand RP if anybody's interested in leaving what they're playing now and joining in on Pixel server. Again, for the record, I don't ask you become solely invested in this server. It is still very new, but if you're going to join and help out with the population and get more involved with making money and building in this server, I strongly suggest you give it a shot. I've never made a promotional video for any server, but this server I stand behind. Every gun, every weapon, every interaction, every feel of the Inside City feels authentic to the original Grand Theft Auto 5 online release before, again, overpowered things became a problem. You can even shoot your gun from inside your car. The trick is, you got to make sure your gun is already equipped and ready with the right amount of bullets on you. In realism roleplay, by count of number of bullets, can't be packing over like 200 rounds. It's absurd. You load that up and you can actually use this in the car, but you're only limited to one gun for use in car or even on a motorcycle. That's right. You can even be on a motorcycle and have a sawed-off shotgun and use it for your own self-defense and protection. Talk about the ultimate fun experience on a roleplay server where other roleplay servers don't allow this, or if they do, you deal with toxic admins or, problematic issues with the server, or maybe they're only drip feeding stuff to make it feel like they're trying to get more money out of you, or you have to pay promotion just to get in on the in-game benefits. Here's the beautiful thing. They are giving out $100,000 and 10 free pixel coins on a frequent, regular basis. They just drop the drip feed through Discord, and you find out, and bam. And yes, the Discord is pixel. So I'm going to sell it like that. I inquire you to check it out today. If I wasn't looking at the camera the whole time, it's understandable because I'm not an expert at selling or advertising anything. But what I am is a believer in Pixel. Join today. And if you deal with frustrations with password, connection, or anything else, trust me, it's worth it, especially if you are more involved with other things in your life and you're playing Pixel on the side, getting a feel for it. If you have a chance or an opportunity, join today. I strongly suggest it. I commend and second and totally support and refer this roleplay server to anybody. Thank you for watching my video and have a great day.